Here's some news you might have missed on the Bible Forum this week. The Daily Caller reports that one speaker at a weekend white privilege conference in Philadelphia said, quote, "Everything bad in the world comes from or is tied to Christianity." Activist and author Paul Kivel told the conference that everything from racism and sexism to weakening economies and global warming stem from the ideological point of view of Christian hegemony. That's overt influence from government or authority for those of you educated in government schools. Essentially, Kivel said all things that are bad in the world evolve from Christian ideals. He has examples. In the United States, there are 7,000 to 10,000 predominantly white Christian men who run the major institutions in our society. Did you know that? The corporations, the political parties, the think tanks, the foundations, the universities, and cultural institutions. In addition, Kivel apparently ripped into Christianity for having a hierarchical view of love. According to Kivel, that view of love places God over people, men over women, parents over children, white people over people of color, which in turn creates oppression of certain people groups. But while Kivel made it clear that he's not fond of Christianity, he did say he was not lacking in spiritual beliefs. He told the conference that he has an inclination toward American Indian belief systems because they value and respect the earth. That's called animism. The idea that the energy which drives everything in this world is spirits inhabiting various animals and natural processes. Got any questions? I got a couple. Can Mr. Kivel read? Does he have any knowledge of the world outside of his own trailer? Christians worship the God which created this world and told us what to do for as long as this world exists, which is what? Tend the garden. That includes not spoiling it with chemicals or overplanting or anything else along that line. It's not a Christian idea to spoil the atmosphere and the environment. We worship God. We don't worship the earth. The earth is here as a tool. Besides, global warming is far from settled science. As far as a hierarchy system with God over men, yeah. Men over women, not so much. Oh, there are people with a Bible in their hand will tell you that's what it says, but it doesn't. Men are instructed to not to dominate their wives. They're instructed to love their wives, to do good for their wives, to protect their wives. Women are not instructed to obey their husband. The Bible tells them to submit. That's an entirely different thing. To do what men do with others. Submit to one another as unto the Lord. Parents over children? You betcha. What's wrong with kids today? No parents watching. No parents saying, you can't do that. That's wrong. Stop it. White people over people of color? Not Christians. Adam was not white. Neither was Jesus. The theory is that all this domination creates oppression. In reality, all this is sin. And sin creates the domination.